What's going on, Conscious crew members? It is your favorite commentator, CTV. Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. Girl, unfortunately, we are here with some breaking, sad, tragic ass, but unfortunately not surprising fucking news. Before we even get into the minutia of it, as you can see from the description, the title of the video, y'all already know what we're here to talk about. Go ahead and give me a nasty thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up on this video. Like. If you're new here, definitely make sure that you go ahead and subscribe, because if I like it, you're going to absolutely love it. Make sure that you also keep your notification bell set to all, because we don't give a damn whether it's the 4th of July, Hanukkah, Juneteenth. We don't give a damn whether it's Christmas, baby. Content will be contenting nonetheless, okay? And if you don't want to miss a damn beat and you want to be able to catch the replay, even if you booked and busy on these mayonnaise people's holidays, girl, you are still able to be properly notified and catch that replay. So make sure that you have your notification bell set to all. And if you don't mind stepping on the gas and pressing it just a little bit harder, share out to wherever it is you have digital community, girl. But let's just go ahead and get and push the fuck on through, okay? This almost is killing my whole vibe just a little bit.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Let me go ahead and greet some of my conscious crew members, girl, because literally we are living by the goddamn day at this point. Like, this is really what a lot of this tragedy, a lot of this violence, a lot of this murdering, a lot of this maniacal, homicidal as behavior is really forcing us to realize the fragility of life and just how we're all, literally, all we have is the present moment. The next one is literally not guaranteed. What's going on? Used to be the sweetest girl. Hey, boo, what's going on? One I Marie, what's going on? Lisa, hey, Tamika, what's going on? Pelzy, the shooting occurred in Highland Park. What's going on? Patrice, hey, Tarla, what's going on? Lisa, hey, Ebony Love, what's going on? Call me blessed one. Hey, handsome, what's going on? Call me blessed, what's going on? Khadijah, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Oz, what's going on? Teresa, hey, Eleanor, what's going on? Mary, hey, Natalie, hey, Big Mama, what's going on? Wonder 12374, what's going on? Chunky Donkey, very tragic, very, very, very tragic. Hey, Heart of Inspiration, what's going on? Tarla, what's going on? Teresa, hey, Humboldt Pie, what's going on? Kiwana, what's going on? Nubiology, what's going on? Rwanda, what's going on? Alex, what's going on? Called Me Blessed, hey, Deanna Sanders, what's going on? Love, hey, Jellyfish, hey, boo, hey, everybody, hey, Kayla. All right, girl, so as you guys know, a 4th of July parade down in Highland, Illinois, girl, Highland Park, Illinois, a suburban area. 6 dead as of right now and 26 injured in 4th of July parade in suburban Highland Park, Illinois, okay? Now, this story is developing, okay, in real time. So any information in this video will probably be outdated by the afternoon. It'll probably be outdated by the night, okay, because this is a developing story. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. And let me let you guys know what is going on, okay? This article is by Routers.com, and it is captioned, Rooftop Shooter Kills 6 at July Parade in Chicago, suburb of Highland Park. So for those of you who I had Chicago in the title initially, that's why. Rooftop shooter kills 6 at July Parade in Chicago suburb of Highland Park, okay? Highland Park, Illinois, okay? 6 people were killed, at least 24 were injured when an apparent rooftop gunman opened fire at a 4th of July parade in the wealthy Chicago suburb of Highland Park on Monday, officials said, sending panicked spectators fleeing from the scene. Officials told a news conference that 6 people were killed and 24 taken to a hospital, and that a rifle was recovered from the scene. Police were searching for a mayonnaise male believed to be about 18 to 20 years old and asked the public for tips to help find him. Police said initial reports suggested he fired from a rooftop. Quote, "Our community was terrorized by an act of violence that has shaken us to our core. Our hearts go out to the families of the victims during this devastating time," Highland Park Mayor Nancy Rottering told the news conference. Shooting comes with gun violence fresh on the minds of many Americans after a massacre on May 24th killed 19 school children and 2 teachers at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, and the May 14th attack that killed 10 people at a grocery store in Buffalo, New York. One hospital spokesperson said that there were 31 injured. Staff at North Shore Highland Park Hospital in Highland Park were treating 26 people, and 5 were transported to North Shore Evanston Hospital. Spokesperson Jim Anthony said, quote, "The vast majority suffered gunshot wounds. Remaining individuals sustained injuries as a result of chaos at the parade," Anthony said. Okay, now let's pooch on over here to NBCChicago.com. We're also going to look at some of this footage, and I'm also going to show you footage captured by what is allegedly a child who recorded from a cell phone some of the parade chaos and some of the gun firing that was sounding off in the background. NBCChicago.com reports that at least 6 people were killed and approximately 24 people were seriously injured Monday morning in a shooting at a Highland Park's Independence Day parade. This allegedly took place around 10 a.m. this morning. Officials confirmed, urging residents to continue to shelter in place as the gunman remains at large. The shooting happened at 10:14 a.m. in downtown Highland Park during the city's 4th of July parade, authorities said. The gunman, who has not yet been identified, was described by Highland Park police as a mayonnaise man between 18 and 20 years of age with a small build and longer hair. He is wearing a white or blue t-shirt, according to Highland Park police. Commander Chris O'Neill, quote, "We're asking everybody to stay indoors," said the Lake County Sheriff Sergeant Christopher Cavelli. Quote, "Stay vigilant right now. This person has not identified. By all means, at this point, this appears to be completely random." Cavelli said the gunman shot into the parade with a rifle from a rooftop. He said police are working to locate the man. Quote, "Investigators are very, very quickly working to try to identify who this person is and try to figure out where he's at," Cavelli said. Anyone with video of the incident is being asked to turn it into police. North Shore Highland Park Hospital said in a statement that the facility is treating 26 people, 5 of whom were transported to North Shore Evanston Hospital. We just read a lot of this. We mobilized quickly and within 30 minutes of the event had 20 additional physicians, surgeons, trauma surgeons, orthopedic specialists, etc., and nurses and other support staff present. We have both crisis and social workers available on site to assist with family and friends of the individuals injured. Dr. David Baum, who attended the parade, helped treat those who were injured in the shooting. Quote, "The bodies that I saw, it was not an image that anyone who's not a physician would have an easy time processing," said Dr. Baum. Did I transfer? I didn't even share the new screen, girl. Hold on, you guys. I forgot you got to share per screen when you're doing it from Chrome. Hold on. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up as you guys are in the building. Okay, you guys can see that. There were people who were immediately killed with horrific gunshot wounds, the doctor said. A large police presence from the state and neighboring suburban Chicago departments were seen along the parade route. "This is an active incident," the city of Highland Park wrote in a statement. "All individuals are advised to shelter in place. Law enforcement agencies are searching for the suspect. Evidence of a firearm has been recovered. Numerous law enforcement officers are responding and have secured a perimeter around downtown Highland Park." Quote, "Due to a tragic mass shooting that took place earlier this morning in Highland Park, the city of Evanston will be canceling this year's 4th of July parade and celebrations effective immediately." Larry Bloom, who was in the area when shots began, said at first spectators thought the popping sound was part of the parade. They thought it was fireworks. Quote, you heard a pop, 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 and I think everybody kind of thought maybe it was a display on one of the floats, and then it just opened up, Bloom said. Quote, I was screaming, and people were screaming, Bloom said. They were panicking, and they were just scattering, and, we didn't know. It was right on top of us. The public is being asked to avoid downtown Highland Park as police continue to respond to the shooting in the area of the Independence Day parade route. The Lake County Sheriff posted on Twitter, quote, stay out of the area in all caps, allow law enforcement and first responders to do their work, the sheriff posted. The Illinois State Police is currently assisting Highland Park PD with an active shooter situation that occurred at the Highland Park parade, police tweeted. The public is advised to avoid the area of Central Avenue and 2nd Street in Highland Park. This is a breaking news story. Check back as details emerge. And details are emerging because initially they didn't even have a description, but as you guys saw from the first article, a description was given. And once again, that description is a mayonnaise male between 18 and 20 years of age with a small build and longer black hair. He was wearing a white or blue t-shirt, according to Highland Park Police Commander-in-Chief Chris O'Neill. Okay. Now there is a live stream playing here, so let's listen a little bit to this, you guys. Why is my screen not fucking? Oh, here it is. Okay. Hold on, you guys. Something is not. Okay, let me share the screen, you guys, and let's listen to some of the live footage that's going on right now. All right. Turn your volume up on your devices.
Because just almost an eerie scene, Christian. You see the chairs, the belongings left behind from what was a festive, joyous event today.
Yeah, good afternoon once again, Stephanie. Yes, we're at Central and St. John, and you described it perfectly, a very eerie scene. We're here with law enforcement from several different agencies right here on the parade route. In fact, there was a car in the distance here that was abandoned during the parade. They just towed it away probably 15 or 20 minutes ago. You've got several law enforcement agencies that are here right now. Bannockburn, you've got Vernon Hills. They are supporting Highland Park along. We saw Illinois State Police as well as the FBI. And earlier we saw the FBI escorting what it looked like maybe 2 or 3 children. We're not certain if they got away from their parents during this parade. They might have been in the parade. They did not look like they were injured, and the FBI escorted them down the street on St. John, hopefully to be reunified with their family members. But again, a very eerie situation here. We expected to be celebrating July 4th, people coming out and enjoying music, hot dogs, candy, celebration. And now all of these celebrations in the North Shore and beyond it have now been shut down because of the shooting. I'll step out of the way again so you can just see where this parade route was. You can see the large police presence here as well. We have police officers on the roof, tactical gear. And also there's a drone in the...
Okay, are you guys still hearing an echo? Some people are saying yes, some people are saying no. So what I'm gonna do is not share the screen, and I'm just gonna play the audio. Okay, you guys should not, everybody should be echo free at this point.
There's not a lot of people around here right now. They're hoping people stay in their homes until they can track this shooter down. But again, you can see everything that people left behind, from a kid leaving a baby doll. There's a baby chair or a kid's chair, kind of folding chair sitting here. Parents probably set up hours before this parade even happened. Just a terrible scene on a day that is supposed to be a day of celebration, a day when people are off. We heard that the Highland Park band, these shots happened right after that. They are all okay. But again, we do have at least 6 people deceased, more than 20 injured. And of course, that information still coming out. We may have more injuries. We may, unfortunately, have more deaths. This is an unfortunate situation. Brings me back to Waukesha, when that car drove through a parade and those innocent lives were lost during that terrible tragedy. So police investigating this, hoping people can stay away from this scene. But again, large police presence. We've seen canine units, tactical officers with long guns. But again, no movement on chasing anyone. Just hoping to see if they can find some answers in the shooting, guys. Back to you in the studio.
Christian Farr there on the street in Highland Park this afternoon. Alex, you brought this up a little bit ago, talking about Waukesha, and just that sense of vulnerability.
So there is some of that, you guys. I want to show you guys some of the footage as well. This is courtesy of Neighborhood Talk. This is a 40-second clip that was allegedly taken by a young person at the parade, which kind of shows you what started transpiring as the gunman began to shoot into the crowd. And once again, this is courtesy of Neighborhood Talk, who captioned this video as neighbors, this is crazy. There's been reports of another mass shooting. It appears the shooting took place at a parade at Highland Park, Illinois. According to TMZ, the parade started at 10 a.m. and 10 minutes into the parade goers began to hear gunshots. An unknown number of people were hit. The cell phone footage shows the panic among parade goers as they search for safety. There are unconfirmed reports of 9 people shot. You guys know that it's now over 30 people, 20 plus people who were shot. And here's that footage. So as you guys see there, what looks to be a 10-year-old boy was completely taken back by the fact that he happened to be recording the parade at the time that this shooter started shooting into the crowd and everybody began to disperse. I can see why people were a little hesitant at first, because when you hear the pop, 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 it doesn't initially really sound like gunfire. But I guess when people started to actually hit the ground and people began to splatter blood, it created panic and everybody began to understand what was happening. So let me play that back one more time for those of you who are just getting in here. And once again, this is cell phone footage captured by what appears to be a young boy who was recording the parade right at the moment that the shooter began to disperse bullets into the crowd. Once again, the shooter has been vaguely identified. They don't have a strong description of the shooter, but he has currently been described as a man-aged male who happens to be between the age, or believed to be between the age of 18 and 20 years old. He is suspected to have been wearing either a blue or white t-shirt and wearing longer length black hair. Okay. Now, because this is a developing story, they are putting together a press conference right now. They have cleared the area because they are collecting as much evidence as they can before nightfall, gun shell casings, etc. We don't know a lot about the police's response to the shooter. We don't know whether the police presence that was at the parade actually fired back, whether they returned fire, whether this person was chased off the roof, whether they even could identify where the shots were even coming from, etc. I guess we'll learn more about that as the story develops. Also, the police are still also looking for people in the area because people are actually missing. When all of the panic erupted, people flew into 100 different directions. So they're still searching the area. They're searching within every store. They're knocking door to door to see if people are actually hiding away in other people's homes, etc. People who may believe that they're still under attack, etc. So there's a lot going on, and we're going to pray that those people are recovered who are missing as of right now. Police believe this to be a random incident. I don't know what necessarily would be random about firing off into a 4th of July parade. To people's points in the comment sections, I've been saying for 2 years now that we are definitely living in peril times. Okay, I have no trust in the public as of right now. I had no plans of spending this 4th of July at a damn parade, at any public event. I am not attending any concerts, any festivals. Ever since this pandemic manifested, I have literally only committed to spending time and doing things literally with the people that I trust and the people that I love. I do not believe in going to these public events anymore. These mass shootings and this mania that is running rampant in this country is proven that these once communal spaces like the grocery store, the church, the fucking mall, concerts, theaters, that people are almost searching for public spaces in order to manifest evil acts. That people are actually hunting people right now. What we are really experiencing on a small level is something equivalent to the damn purge. It just hasn't been legalized yet. People are taking it upon themselves, okay, to get out here and to just hunt and kill and dispose of human life. And they're using events that are created to bring people together in celebration to do that in. And I was listening to one report of a woman talking about, the potential trauma of her daughter, who, she had to run off with and hide behind a car with, and how, she has no idea how something like this is going to affect, her daughter, the trauma of these young people at this event, Highland Park. This happened in a suburban area. These people don't even really have a history of this level of violence being perpetuated in their communities. And times are already scary as it is. Could you imagine something like this happening to you? I don't think that gun laws are the answer in and of themselves. Somebody said it best in the chat that there's something much deeper going on here. I think the psyche of human beings is changing. But before I get into that level of conversation, just on a more practical level, the fact that people just came out of a pandemic, people were forced to sit on their ass for 2 years. People were forced into unemployment. Some people were completely removed from their life as they know it to be. So many people went homeless. So many people were evicted through this pandemic. They lost everything in this pandemic. People who were already experiencing a lot of abuse, a lot of trauma, and were using regular life as a band-aid of distraction from that had to actually sit in the terror in their souls. And this pandemic and human beings having to sit within a pain, people who never got help, people who were not even aiding and abetting their mental health, seem to be using and taking these opportunities to express severe mentally ill, maybe people who are already sick in their spirit, already injured in their mind, are actually more severely injured now as a result of the trauma of living through a pandemic. Because if you were already poor through the pandemic, you got poorer. If you were already living check to check, your shit completely hit the fan during the pandemic. If you were already behind on bills, you already was in debt, then all of your woes were completely amplified through this pandemic. And I think that the American lifestyle is a very interesting one because we literally do not deal with the illness in our spirits. Americans cope with their pain. They don't heal it. We use working as a distraction from our trauma. We use binging and overspending and overeating and marinating and saturating ourselves in entertainment, etc., as distractions from things that are corroding away at our mental health, corroding away at our emotional health. Americans are deflectors. We are escapists. This is why entertainment media, whether that's music, theater, etc., are such a big part of the American way. So you got people who are already on edge, who are already living at the threshold of sanity, who were more than likely completely pushed over by the pandemic, which just quantified things that were already egregious and uncomfortable and circumstances that were already sad. This country has a big issue with a lack of attention to mental fucking health, which honestly should be practically free. Mental health resources, mental health programs, should be completely free in this country. We are overworked, underpaid, and expected to still operate like regular, upright, healthy, and functional civilians. Zara says the shooter apparently is a mayonnaise man aged between 18 to 20. The pandemic has exacerbated their so-called vulnerability caused by people of color, disabled, and queer folk continuing to fight to live in peace. I can't with these monsters, and there are more of this to come. Let me look up something really quick here, because as people said, this is going to get worse. It's been getting worse. I want to encourage you all to be mindful of your travels. Please put yourself on a healthy life diet. Right now, there is something dangerous lurking in the land. There are principalities ruling over communities, also exacerbating these issues. America 2022. I'm trying to see. As of June of 2022, there had already been over 250 mass shootings this year alone. And that's as of June. Hey, TikTok. Hey, love. That's as of June. There have been over 250 mass shootings so far in 2022. There have already been more than 250 mass shootings this year in the United States, according to the Gun Violence Archive. 38 have taken place since a rampage at an elementary school in Uvalde. You guys, we haven't even really heard of any other mass shooting since the Texas shooting, aside from now this Highland Park 4th of July parade mass shootings, because most mass shootings go unreported in this country. There have been 38 mass shootings since Uvalde. 38 since Uvalde. 38 mass shootings have taken place since a rampage at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, that left 19 children and 2 teachers dead on May the 24th. Just this past weekend, mass shootings in multiple cities killed 11 and wounded more than 60 people. Mass shootings where 4 or more people, not including the shooter, are injured or killed have averaged more than 1 per day. So far this year, a mass shooting per day. Not a single week in 2022 has passed without at least 4 mass shootings. 4 mass fucking shootings per week. Mass shootings have been on the rise in recent years. In 2021, almost 700 such incidents occurred, a jump from the 611 in 2020 and the 417 in 2019. Before that, incidents had not topped 400 annually since the Gun Violence Archive started tracking in 2014. So as you guys see here, we have literally, the data, we have been increasing in violence. From the 417 of 2019, okay? We typically averaged out to about 400, which is way too extreme of a number yearly to begin with. Even that's already mind-boggling and extreme in measure. 400 annually. What used to be only 400 mass shootings a year, we're now accomplishing 400 in half the time. By the time 2022 ends, we will be averaging out till about 1,000 mass shootings in this country. That would be record-breaking for America. This year is on pace with last year's high when comparing the same time period. The toll is immense. Mass shootings have killed 256 people and injured 1,010 more through the end of May. Y'all, I believe that it's a combination of shit at work. It's a combination of shit at work. We got a pandemic. We got a country that don't emphasize mental health and that does not make sure to provide mental health resources to its own citizens. Then you have the creation of the internet and social media, which, according to the investigation, the mass shooting for the Buffalo, the grocery store Buffalo shooting that took the lives of 10 African-American citizens. This dude was completely indoctrinated. Through social media. He was in some type of an underground Reddit cult online. These kids no longer have to be raised by crazy parents. They don't actually have to be raised by racist mayonnaise parents. They're able to access online forums and be indoctrinated by these ideologies. The same way that Christian kids are indoctrinated by the church, the same way that anybody with any ideology is indoctrination. You're able to find community. You're able to find and access community more now because of social media, which can be a beautiful thing when used properly. But when it's weaponized, it's creating demonic human beings who actually believe some of the rhetoric and some of the beliefs and some of the ideals within these hidden online virtual groups. And the government doesn't have enough infrastructure to even police the internet to that level. There ain't enough infrastructure provided. It's almost like the creation of the internet, it's almost like the creation of power without the manual being provided. Like we created something powerful before we even understood and thought through what it would mean, before we weighed the pros and the cons, and just sat it right here in the middle of society, right here in the middle of the world. And now, through trial and error, we're having to learn about how fucked up and how demonic and how powerful and influential social media can be as it goes. We have the unfortunate task now of learning as we go, because we did not create the infrastructure prior to the actual manifestation of social media. We didn't think about the ways in which social media can lead to the desensitization of human beings, how the creation of the internet can lead to the desensitization and the neutralizing of our ability and capacity to be empathetic. We didn't think about the ways in which false and fake news can be disseminated by way of the internet and social media. We did not think about the way that social media and the fact that anybody can access it at will could impact those who were already weak in will. We didn't think about the impact of information being downloaded and presented to us per second throughout a day, and the impact that could have on our intellect and our brain's literal ability to process information at this rate. Because your brain is a fucking computer, and it's actually not meant to process this much information, and then on top of that, fluctuating, inconsistent information, because information comes with what? Emotional impact. So you're not just flipping through social media, going from a funny meme, then to a mass shooting tragedy, and then back to celebrity gossip, and then back to pictures of somebody being decapitated. It's all of that is fucking unnatural. The fact that most of us are going to be suffering from split personality disorder and bipolarism by the time that we're fucking 40 and 50, not because of genetics, not because these things are hereditary, but because of fucking the internet. As Alex B says, being overly exposed, overstimulated, and having all of these flippant emotional responses in one single setting. This country better be prepared to distribute Obamacare to every American, because we're all going to be fucked up in 5 years and 10 years. The whole fucking country is going to be suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome and bipolarism and chronic depression. And let me tell you something else that's real scary to me. And this is a little bit into my you know, I don't know if rather the movies that seem to be prophetic to our futures are intentionally created, or whether these are unconscious psychic projections in the form of art, in the form of movies. You guys know how The Simpsons is designed. I mean, how The Simpsons has been known to have been prophetic, has been known to have predicted events 10 years, 15 years out, etc. How certain movies that came out in the 80s, came out in the 70s, came out in the 60s, came out in the 90s, correlated to literal events and inventions that came hereafter. I don't know whether those things are happening unconsciously or consciously, because what I do know as a metaphysician is that art in and of itself is connected to the prophetic realm, which is why most art has and can encompass some type of propheticness. Because art, the creative mind, and a prophetic mind are the same mind. They're different dimensions within the same gift. So you can make and produce a piece of art without consciously being aware of its implications, because you know not from which your inspirations really come. Sometimes your inspirations creatively come, all of your inspirations come from a higher realm, from an other dimension. So paintings, poetry, writings, fictional work, etc., all these things can be prophetic in nature. It's not just the sitcoms, not just the sci-fi movies, not just the music videos, etc. So with that being said, when a few years ago, when we got really big in this country on zombie movies, you had I Am Legend, you had Walking Dead, you had all these vampire movies, Twilight, you had all of this zombie vampire phase that we went through. You know, it was cute. Everybody was into it. It was the new gig. But then I started thinking and said that, well, hold on, what? Because it kind of went on a little too long. And it went on so long that it concerned me, this phase, this zombie vampire phase. And now I realized why I felt eerily uncomfortable. And it's because something then was happening in our collective unconscious that was informing us that what was ahead was going to turn human beings into a shell of themselves, that however it is we were moving collectively, whatever what was going on in the culture was going to turn human beings into a shell of themselves. And what makes us a shell of ourselves? What is the one fundamental feature that makes us so unique as human beings. It's not only our intellectual capacity, but it's our deep and profound capacity for empathy. We literally, this is what resurrects our societies. This is what puts human beings in neighborhoods and communities to live and to dwell amongst each other. And now there are cooperative components galvanizing themselves in our world that are desensitizing, neutralizing, and maybe all out destroying the human capacity and gift of empathy in the very societies and communities that led to us living next to each other, that led to us building our homes on the same stretch of land as other human beings. It's now being destroyed, and with it, these communities and neighborhoods in Buffalo, New York, and Highland Park communities are coming down. Down. That to lose our empathy is to devolve collectively. We are devolving because something is not right in the fucking buttermilk. And if we don't fucking address the root causes, and it ain't just one root cause, for all we fucking know, not only is it the TV, not only is it the social media, not only is it the already pre-existing mental health conditions that have gone unaddressed, not only is it the regular smegular hatred and bigotry in the world that's causing the world to be a scary place, but for all we know, it's the shit that's in the chemtrails above us. It's the shit that's the pesticides and shit that's sprayed over our vegetables, sprayed over our meats. It's the goddamn hormones in the food. It ain't just one thing at work. There is a plethora of variables working in an orchestrated manner to deteriorate and erode the human condition. America, I mean, it's not just an American thing. This is a global thing, but I'm an American. These are the things that the Senate, the Supreme Court, these are the things that have to be addressed and dealt with and acknowledged at the highest points of the land. America has been in the business of treating the symptom, but not treating the cause. Treating the result, but not treating the causation. This is why racism is still here. This is why homophobia is still here. This is why femophobia is still here. This is why xenophobia is still here. This is why the poor is still here. Another shooting, yes, Alex, and there's going to be 38 more between now and October. What used to be 400 mass shootings annually for this country, we are now approaching 400 in half the time. What used to be 400 mass shootings in a year in this country, that was our annual stretch. 400 a year, which is already absolutely ridiculous. I can't even fathom 400 a year. But the fact that we have accelerated and 400 is now being accomplished in half the time. We're going to be at a record-breaking mass shooting number by the end of 22. We're going to hands down be, if not etching, if not already being at 1,000, be 1,000 plus mass shootings. And that's according to the data, okay, that reads right here. Mass shootings have been on the rise in the recent years. In 2021, almost 700 such incidents occurred, a jump from the 611 in 2020 and the 417 mass shootings in 2019. So as you guys see here, we've been going up. From 2019, we had 417. 2020, we had 611 mass shootings. 2020, we had 700 mass shootings. We're edging toward 400 in half the time already now. And it's only June. Before that, incidents had not topped 400 annually since the Gun Violence Archive started tracking in 2014. We'll get more into this discussion later. Keep y'all motherfucking asses at home. I know we all still got to live our life. The devil is always going to be busy, and so is the Lord always going to be busy. I'm encouraging you all to be diligent about your prayer life. This is not the type of world anymore where you can just expect to go chill and just go expect to be at a parade and expect to make it home anymore. These are now the things that we need to pray over. If you know you got there was just a whole melee on a cruise ship. They had to dock the damn cruise ship because a set of swingers, couples, had got into a full-on brawl that led into family members and friends of both parties knucking and bucking for hours on a cruise ship. Damn near creating the modern Titanic on that motherfucker. They had to dock the cruise ship because the niggas were niggering on the cruise ship. This is not the time where you can just go book your flight and just go be somewhere and just decide to go do something. These are now the things you need to pray over. You know, a 4th of July event is coming up, baby. You need to be able to pray about that shit 5 days in advance and hear from the Black Holy Ghost. You know, you got a birthday party to attend. You know that it's a turkey giveaway coming up for the holidays. These everyday things now that you didn't even have to think about are now things that require you to light a goddamn candle for and to petition the Lord on behalf of. Please pray over your whereabouts. You do have to live. So I want to ride that fine line of fear mongering. You got to fucking live your life. You got to enjoy. You got to be human. You got to do exciting things. We got to live. We just going to have to step up our wisdom, and we're just going to have to be more self-aware so that our steps can be more guided in a world that's becoming much more complex in nature. You still have to live. You still got to twerk. You still got to party. You still got to enjoy life, but you have got to level up your discernment and your wisdom. Because the enemy is now in places that used to be safe. And there's evil in places that used to be fun. There's evil in places that used to be about love. We have wickedness residing in high places and sitting very low also amongst the people. None of us were expecting to wake up to a mass shooting on the 4th of July, for God's sake. And this happened in a suburban area. Buffalo was the pendulum swung to the opposite side. it was in a struggling neighborhood, a historical neighborhood, but one that didn't even have a local CVS in it. The grocery store was a great feat for the neighborhood in that Buffalo community to even sustain. They had to fight for that local market to be there. A community of elderly people, elderly Black and brown people. The pendulum swung from one class of people to a whole other class of people, baby. What this is coming for us all. It's represented in everyday life in these mass shootings. It's represented in the assault on Black women. It's represented in the assault on women in general, the Roe versus Wade. It's represented in the assault on Black men, the constant and consistent police brutality. It's represented in the continual oppression of Black and brown queer people. It's represented in the slaying of the upper class and the dominant class and the mayonnaise class as well. Yeah, I can imagine, Frazier. I could not. There's no way I could live in Chicago. I would have already had my bags packed years ago and already been living with another relative elsewhere. I would have been out of there. I feel sorry for those who are stuck in these communities, stuck in these neighborhoods, stuck where these violences are much more routine and daily. It's insane. But the story is developing, you guys. If you guys have any information, you guys know who to contact. If, as it relates to the identity of the shooter, this is a developing story. You guys might see me again tonight, depending on what's what. I was going to come through and finish what I started yesterday and do my hot topics today, but this kind of done killed my buzz, so I highly doubt that I'll be doing the hot topics today. I also was going to go into my Patreon and talk about CERN and the Hydro Collider and what's going to be happening on July the 5th and all of the speculation around that, which I am still interested in doing today. So I'm going to get out of here. For those in the Patreon, I'll be there briefly. If anything develops around the story that leads me to coverage, I'll come back. I'll be back with you guys for hot topic discussions, etc. Lighten the mood on tomorrow. As of right now, light and love to Highland Park, and may justice be brought to that community. I will see you guys later. Happy early birthday. Used to be the sweetest girl. Make sure that you guys send light and love to Used to Be, honey. She is celebrating another year of surviving Earth, baby, okay? Surviving goddamn Earth, baby. Surviving America, okay? Happy birthday to you, love. This is a long-time supporter, somebody who's always supporting it in the chat. Love you, love you, love you. Love you down, sis. I hope that you do something real nice and celebrate yourself tomorrow. It's a baby, 33 hard. Baby, I'm on 37, honey. I'm like, girl, how did I make it this far, baby? 33. You in there, sis. You completely motherfucking in there. So happy birthday, love. All the Conscious crew members are wishing you happy birthday. That's a good note to end this live on, baby. We're celebrating life. Celebrating life on the end. Look at how divine that was. Thank you for putting that in there. Used to be real. Not used to be real. Used to be the sweetest girl, okay? Hopefully 33 will make you the sweetest girl, okay? Because your name is giving good girl gone bad, okay? So hopefully 33, we can pull the reverse Uno, and then it can be used to be the evilest girl, honey. Used to be the most sinful girl, honey. Used to be the baddest bitch. Now, I'm the sweetest bitch on the block, Okay, so I love you, sis. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.